Welcome back to a breaking news edition of Cord Cutting Today. ESPN and the NFL Network has reached a deal that will see ESPN take over the NFL Network, NFL Redzone, NFL Plus, and other NFL assets, I believe even the NFL website, in exchange for the NFL League taking a 10% ownership in ESPN. We got the full details of what it means, and good news if you plan to get the ESPN streaming service. We'll tell you why in a minute. But first of all, if you want to learn more about this, I'll put a link to it in the show notes and in the first pinned comment so you can read it there. If you like what we do tips, tricks, news, and reviews all about the world of cord cutting. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. A little breaking news video today because I just finished recording, uploading, and everything tomorrow's video. But then this broke. I didn't want you to have to wait a couple days, so let's dive into it. Last Friday, New York Times reported, we already talked about this once, that a deal was done. Well, today, ESPN and the NFL made it official. Now, with this, ESPN will take control of the NFL Network, NFL Redzone channel, NFL Fantasy, and I believe also the NFL website or some part of it, maybe the news aspect. In exchange, NFL will take a 10% ownership in ESPN, which is 80% owned by Disney and 20% by Hearst. I did not see any exact breakdown on how much each company would sell to or hand over. Does not seem to be any physical cash as part of this deal. It just seems to be a straight swap here. ESPN gets all these channels and assets. NFL gets 10% of ESPN and all ESPN assets with it. Now with this, they do say that the new upcoming ESPN streaming service called ESPN Unlimited, which will cost $30 a month, have all the ESPN channels, ACC Network, SEC Network, ABC or ESPN on ABC content, will now also include NFL content. So it sounds like NFL Redzone and NFL Network will be included. I long have talked about the fact that I thought that was the primary purpose of this deal for all intents and purposes. Now, this deal is not closed yet. It is a non-binding deal, which means that both sides can back out until it fully closes at any point. I would be shocked. Now, there is certain regulatory approvals and different things that have to happen for this to become a reality. I don't think this is going to happen before the start of the current NFL season, so you're probably going to see no noticeable changes to the NFL Network and NFL Redzone for the foreseeable future. I would be shocked if this deal is blocked. I don't think it will be. It will definitely probably ruffle some feathers over at Fox and CBS and NBC, as they are probably going to be a little bit concerned. Now, the NFL does have an opt-out clause, I think in 2029 and 2030 or somewhere right about there. And there's a lot of talk happening that ESPN could be a big winner, as the NFL reportedly is considering opting out early of its TV contracts to renegotiate them and get more money. And there's been talks that they may want to consolidate more of their content behind a single service. Right now, ESPN is kind of scattered. Thursday night games on Amazon. You got daytime games on CBS and Fox on Sundays. And then you also have NBC night games, other special NBC games, Monday Night Football on ESPN, and sometimes ABC, and more. Then you got random games on Netflix and Peacock and whatever else it seems like they want to be on nowadays. Talk that it could consolidate. And if so, ESPN may be a major winner of that consolidation. A direct ownership of ESPN by the NFL will probably make the NFL more interested in putting it on their games on ESPN. Now, apparently they will also get access to some exclusive games that we're going to be airing on the NFL Network. You'll probably also see preseason games that had previously been on the NFL Network maybe air over on ESPN if this deal comes to reality with this. We'll have to keep a very close eye on this. And I do apologize. I did say earlier NFL Plus was included apparently in the NFL website. Apparently, according to this, NFL Plus and NFL's website will remain owned by NFL. Early reports have said those would also transfer. Apparently not, though it wouldn't surprise me to see ESPN take over some of the news aspect on NFL.com. We'll see what type of exact details of all this will come. This is kind of inevitable. I still believe in the next 10 or so years we'll see NFL and other major sports, instead of partnering with cable networks and streaming services, maybe consider launching their own streaming service, going direct to consumers on what we'll see here. The world of sports media is changing, and right now we have a middleman situation. You got the NFL owning the content, you got the networks in the middle, and you want to consume it on the end. At some point, that middleman here, ESPN, Fox, CBS, NBC, etc., are taking a chunk of revenue that the NFL could justifiably claim. And I suspect that they at some point will try to jump over that and go direct to the consumers and cut out the middleman. They'll hire their own checks, their own announcers, their own camera crews. They have the money. Let's be honest, the NFL network could, or NFL in general, could do that without problems. But there is a certain level of expertise there that they could hire, develop. Partnering with the ESPN could, and funneling that all into ESPN could be a way to do that, with we're still retaining the experts in the distribution of this middleman, but getting more cash than you would from other deals. If I was Fox and CBS and NBC and all those other partners, I would be very, very concerned about this deal. They're not going to be happy about it. Let's be honest, the number one reason people still pay for live TV and watch live TV, period, is sports. News is the second one, and news is increasingly actually struggling as people skip that and go to things like YouTube and other places for their news. No longer the cable or local television stations for their news. So these networks need sports. That's why we've been seeing things like pickleball and primetime on major broadcast TV networks. While we're seeing increasingly news and sports take up more and more of the time on television. But they need that sports. And what happens if everybody follows Major League Soccer's example and strikes a direct distribution deal with like Apple TV Plus, where most of their sports now go through Apple TV Plus, bypassing the traditional sports leagues like ESPN, FS1, Fox, CBS, ABC, and more. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But I suspect we'll see other leagues maybe now consider a similar deal. Hey, ESPN, give us 5% or 10% of your ownership. Maybe we'll give you the next round of NBA league rights. Maybe Fox will try to get in that. Maybe Fox will sell part of FS1, FS2 to the NBA or other places to secure the sports rights. We'll wait and see. Well, that's the breaking news. Do these from time to time. Really appreciate your support. Let me know, what do you think? ESPN buying the NFL network? NFL buying part of ESPN in a kind of a trade deal here of assets? Let me know what you think of it. Leave me a comment. Now again, big disclaimer here. I did misspeak earlier that NFL Network and its website, NFL.com, and NFL Plus apparently will not transition to ESPN, but NFL content will eventually come to the new ESPN app. Now, the full deal to close, no disclaimer when that will happen. They say this is a non-binding deal, so we'll play it all out. Link in the show notes if you want to learn more about this. Really would appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We'll all talk to you tomorrow, and I'll probably, in a future video, dive into this deeper once more details are figured out. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Have a fantastic day.